This is a Headgum podcast.
1, 2, 3. Downside. Downside.
You're listening to The Downside
The Downside.
with Gianmarco Soresi.
I mean, it is a dangerous podcast. You tore out your knee doing this podcast.
No, I tore out my knee doing a show, and I discovered that I have fucked up. I was born with fucked up knee, a meniscus, discoid meniscus. So it's like I have probably going to have surgery on it. But
And you can still play this season in the NBA. But is it painful?
it's not too painful. But it just feels like it hasn't. It used to be very painful, but it hasn't like improved where it's back to normal yet, and it doesn't feel like it will unless I get the surgery. So it's basically like your meniscus is supposed to be a C and mine's a circle, so they have to shave it down.
Nice.
And I think it's probably both knees. So I'm in a show right now, and that ends soon, and I'll probably do the surgery then.
Oh, wow.
My girlfriend went to the doctor today. She felt a lump here, and she's a little bit hypochondria, and I said, baby, it's fine. Went to the doctor. It's her rib. It's her rib.
Oh, it was just she
she lost
feeling
enough
her
weight.
rib.
She lost a little weight. She found these bumps. I said, you're fine. We've done this before, and it was a rib, and I used to be I always saw myself as a hypochondriac, but then like I think when you're in a relationship, whoever is the more of a thing.
I have a theory that when you're in a relationship, this doesn't necessarily apply in this Uber age that we're in, but like it used to be, there would be only one person is allowed to be angry at the taxi driver for driving the wrong way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
one person's supposed to be angry, the other person's supposed to calm that person down and say it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But that role can switch here and there.
Yeah.
There's also, you're with someone and you adopt some of their personality traits.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I could blame everything on my wife, but like I think that I was I was less kind of dramatic, I think, prior to being with my wife.
Really?
Oh.
I mean, that's not to say that I didn't have a temper, but like, I mean, it is amazing the influence when you're in a relationship on, like, you can really, if you're with someone, you can spoil their mood very easily.
Of course.
I think unconsciously half the time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm having a crappy day. I might as well ruin their day, too.
Yeah. Do you feel like because of who you are, your wife feels pressure to be the one angry at the taxi driver? Like you can't be as angry, or
No, yeah.
Baby, you
I
gotta
think-
yell at them. There might be some paparazzi around.
Yeah, no, I think I actually get, if I'm angry or like stand up for myself, my wife will be like, you can't do that.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, no one's following me. You know what I mean? No one's going to be like, can you believe Jim Gaffigan got in an argument with an Uber driver? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's not going to happen.
She's my girlfriend. We both have tempers. We definitely take turns. We take anxiety turns, hypochondria turns, and then when we don't take the turn, that's when it's a fucking disaster.
Right.
I couldn't find my wallet on the way here, and I did the bad thing where I called her like, I can't find my wallet. Just dumping. She can contribute nothing.
Right.
She can contribute nothing. I'm just calling to I don't know. And
Yeah.
she goes, well, did you check? Yes, I did.
Right.
My dad was such a yeller.
He was.
Oh God.
We heard him. No.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
He's somewhere yelling right now.
Oh yeah.
Or is he mellowed?
Mellowed with me. I mean, definitely doesn't have the stamina anymore to do it.
He seems very mellow when I met him. I mean,
He's not going to yell at the one dinner we have every year.
Let me ask you. I'm going to cut you off repeatedly.
That's fine.
How much of it is this? Like when your relationship with your father. I've seen you talk about him. How much of that is not hyperbole is not the word, but like is kind of because of your life experience with him, when you met his father, were you like, this isn't the guy that I was described?
I mean, I've said this. I thought he was being so rude to this man. The man was just like sitting at a dinner table, very soft spoken.
Set up the whole scene.
And he'd be
Set
like,
up how late was he? How
he
late
was
was
late.
he
He
to
was
the
very
dinner?
late to a dinner that we didn't have a lot of time for.
Yeah.
He was very late. So you were stressed because we were going to a show and blah blah blah. But he gets there. You are giving him one word answers, very terse. He's like asking, he's like, oh, how you doing? And you're like, fine, Dad. Like very, very. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. And you know, obviously you have a lot going on in the thing. But from my perspective at that dinner, I was like, you got to cut him a little slack. Like he's you know.
He is the most difficult man in the world. And it's reached an age where, again, you don't know if it's like, he's always been eccentric and weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now it's like, is it more than that?
It's not turning around to like charming in the old age.
No.
It was a little charming. He came into the restaurant, a restaurant no one was at. We were the only people there. And he immediately took a photo of George Bush off the wall.
The old Italian restaurant.
To show us
He
that he ate there
brings it over to
once.
the wall. You see this? You know who that is? Yes, I know.
You know who that is?
And so, what do you get from him?
It's a
is he
very-
pro or
He screams-
anti-Bush?
He screams too.
He's not political. Thank God he's not political. Thank God he's just generally loose. My grandma
famous
hated
person.
Fred Trump. Like it goes way back.
Oh wow.
I think all we have left is a very primal father-son. He was divorced for most of my life, so I went to his house and it was just me and him. He didn't have friends.
And your mother's Jewish and your dad's Italian.
Yes, but un poco Italian.
Okay.
He only cares about the paternal side. So I think my great grandma was from Spain, and I'm like, think
Okay.
of the jokes, but I didn't know until last year.
Yeah.
So I love him when he's going into a surgery.
Yeah.
We're having a really deep, I'm crying, he's crying, foreheads to each other. We were also it weirds people out, but we were we hug and we kiss, and we're it's more of a traditionally maternal relationship.
Oh, so interesting.
So I feel like I look like him. I feel like I have so many attributes that he has. I feel connected to him.
Do you feel like you and your dad and Sebastian Maniscalco and his dad should go on a double date?
I would love that. And then we could do a double bill act.
It
That would be
is interesting. Among comedians, the Jews and the Italians, I think. Well, maybe I got this wrong.
No, go
here.
for it. Swing for it.
I think. I used to know this. I used to have this theory because it's all about generalizing. Because Ray Romano used to complain about his mother, and then, but I feel like some of the Irish, the nemesis was the dad, but there's different. Comedians have there's you never hear about Sebastian's mom. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You never hear for my first stand-up set that I did on Caroline's Comedy Hour. I don't want to brag, but I was on Caroline's Comedy Hour.
Now a ping pong restaurant.
And they I did my whole set about my dad.
Yeah.
It's almost like my mother is too sacred to even address.
Sure.
Is that a little bit like you, or you and your? It's because sometimes when I hear you talk about your dad, I was like, I felt like it was some cheesy ABC family sitcom of the son and the dad were both kids. Da da da.
I did. I remember the ABC meeting I had, and I was like, no, it's darker than ABC.
Yeah.
No, I think it's more that my dad was my best friend.
Yeah.
My mom married a very strict guy who was
Okay.
the antagonist of my childhood.
Okay.
And my dad was the hero.
Right.
And I think
We saw the movie Boyhood. We know what it was like.
yeah. And then the betrayal of the hero, it's I think what's so rich is there's anger, resentment, and that leads me to think of jokes.
And so was there a tipping point? We'll be right back to therapy sessions. No, was
That
there a
is what it
tipping
could
point
be called.
in this relationship? So, all right, so your parents get divorced.
Mm-hmm.
your mother marries a much more mature disciplinarian. Right?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say the word mature. I just say
Okay.
like from Ohio.
Okay. God
Catholic,
forbid a Midwestern.
Catholic.
Ugh.
And like my dad was
Where's
raised
the
Catholic.
Jewish? Where's the Jewish?
She's Jewish. My mom.
She's Jewish.
That's it.
So she has a goyim fetish.
She said to me before, she's like, I just don't like Jewish guys. I'm like, yeah, Mom, I know.
And so your dad, I imagine your dad was kind of like, he was kind of like the fun dad,
Oh,
right?
100%.
But then it reached a point around 13 where you're like, grow up, Dad.
You know what it was? It was that he had my little sister. So I was
A betrayal.
But get this, he told me when I was a kid, I will never have another kid.
Why would he have to say that's so
That's what
weird.
my mom said.
I will never.
He does. My mom always goes, I don't know why the fuck your father told you that.
That's so weird.
And I don't think I'm breaking any trust here. It was an accident. And I remember he had to tell me, and he was like, I know I told you I'd never have another kid.
And so this was with a girlfriend or someone he was dating?
with someone who I thought was my stepmom, but the marriage was illegitimate.
Oh.
Because my step grandfather conducted it, and he was excommunicated from the church,
Which church?
the Catholic.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. There was a step grandfather.
Yes, I never met my dad's dad.
But like grandfathers, like who have children. So wait a minute. Did he become a priest after his family was?
No, he became a priest. He was at Georgetown University, dean
Yeah.
of students.
What was his name?
Jack Devine.
Jack Devine. I went to Georgetown. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's not-
remember that.
I mean, you say any Italian or Irish name,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
associate it
Sounds-
with Georgetown or Villanova or Boston College. It doesn't really.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're like something that ends with a vowel. You're like that could have been a Georgetown.
Yeah. So he was like, it was like a big, good job. And then my grandmother started working as his secretary.
Oh wow.
And he fell in love.
Yeah.
And he wrote, again, this is from my father, but he wrote the Pope saying, hey, I know you're usually strict about rules.
Yeah.
Could we make an exception? I love this woman.
That's so he's mentally ill. Like,
Well, get this. They sent him to a psych ward.
he's like, you know what? Let me talk to the Pope.
psych ward?
They sent him to a psych ward.
Wow. And what year was
Because they
this?
thought you must be crazy. God, I don't know for sure, but I guess my dad was born in 1954, and this is when he's a teenager, so it must have been.
This is your dad's.
70.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is so complex.
Yeah.
No
So
wonder
he-
you're into show tunes.
And let me tell you, this is a priest. Yeah. he married into a fucked up family.
Oh,
a
he did.
fucked up family.
And so wait a minute. So this guy married his secretary, and his secretary's family was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if my dad, maybe he was a little calmer as a teenager, but entering a lot of drama, entering a family where the husband abandoned them for a mistress. My grandfather, who I never met.
Oh, it is hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he still loved the Catholic. My grandfather, he was
Yeah.
like, it always made me frustrated. He was a sweetheart. He was
Yeah.
an angel of a man.
Yeah.
And he had like his community was lapsed Catholics or former priests, and he still like followed along with the Catholic Church drama.
Yeah.
And I never, as a younger person, I was like, they fucking excommunicated you. Fuck
Yeah.
them. And he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but
And so they excommunicated him because he.
he basically said, I'm going to marry this woman.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, he was defrocked, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they're kind of like, you can't be married. John Fugelsang. Do you know who that is?
I do know John Fugelsang.
His parents, father was a priest, mother was a nun.
Really?
That first time's got to be pretty hot.
My my father went to the seminary because that was a way to get a free education. And he, but then he decided he didn't want to be a priest, and then he had 6 kids. So he liked.
Your dad had the same number of kids as you?
I have 5.
Oh, you have 5.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So he was to join the seminary though. You had to like study to be a priest.
Yeah, but I think in that era, I think it was kind of a way of getting a free education. Do you know what I mean? So you
It's
could
like the
go,
army, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you do a couple years, then you got. But it was
You might leave with some kind of PTSD.
well, I think you kind of get. Because there was a time, I can't believe this is on your podcast. There was a time when it's hard to imagine where a Catholic priest was the most important person in a town. Right? It was, they didn't have to be elected, particularly if it was a Catholic community. They were like the mayor, and they were just like at every event. So it was a very high status.
Were they assigned
position.
from like the same way a president picks judges? Like,
I think so.
yeah.
And so like it's all in the archdiocese thing. So like New
So
York.
like a Pope Paul appointed priest versus
Yes.
the more
Yeah. Yeah, no, like so Francis, when he was getting up in age, he was intentionally picking bishops that were he was more liberal, so he would pick bishops that were more liberal because there's a very conservative side of the Catholic Church. It's a little bit like
Really,
both
I've never
sides.
heard of that.
But like
Conservative side of the Catholic Church, yeah.
yeah, no, there's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's very much they appoint cardinals, which are kind of like judges.
Have you met the new Pope?
I have not.
Is that like you want to?
It would be interesting, right?
Yeah.
It is so fascinating considering that he was like, or he is a White Sox fan. Like that's just
Oh
weird.
yeah, he's brand new. Like within the year.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
so? Yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's weird, right? Now, where are you from, Russ?
I'm from upstate New York.
Jim, you need a podcast.
Small town.
No.
This is.
No.
No, I don't.
We're supposed to be asking you.
The whole. I love doing this, but it's also like. I'm jealous of people that have podcasts because they get to hang out with friends or peers or
That's
have
the only reason we're
conversations.
It's
Truly.
definitely. When I kind of picked or I wanted to work with Russell, it's like we were friends.
Yeah.
And he can be tough to make plans with, both guys. And this
you're
made
the one
it,
traveling 5 days a week.
yeah. But this is before that.
Yeah.
And thank God it gives me an excuse to like see him. But
Yeah.
then sometimes it also corrupts it where like he'll tell me a story and I'm like, we're not recording. Shut up.
Right.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Right.
Don't save it. Just tell me mundane shit
Yeah.
about your commute.
Yeah.
Who
no,
would you?
that is.
You and Jerry? Would you do one? In a dream world. In a dream world.
There's some conversations. Some of why I love talking stand up with Jerry is it is total nerd comedy talk that I do feel would be really interesting to capture because he is this, he's seen so many kind of generations of stand-up. So
Yeah.
his beliefs on some of the, there's like these absolutes in comedy that are consistent. And I think because of his level of success and because he's seen, like he started, 76, you know what I mean? Or 79. It's just insane. So his absolutes are pretty consistent. And this, I'm not saying he said this, but like the commonly held belief is like someone will be popular and the notion would be like, all right, in 5 years, it used to be 5 years, are they still going to be doing stand-up? But now it's kind of like, 5 years, will they still be, selling tickets or as popular, or is it this spike of interest or like?
Yeah. Did you ever have I watched the George Carlin documentaries.
Yeah.
And I was so depressed to go, wow, he had a dip. He really hit like have you had a moment of, oh, I can't go back to that venue this year? And then, like, have you had ups and downs, or does it feel generally once you hit a certain mark, it was smooth sailing?
It's not. I mean, I exist with a lot of the assumption that it's going to go away. So because it used to be people would tour for a year doing theaters and then it would dip.
I see.
Meaning, so when I went out to do theaters, I did like every weekend straight for 2 years. And then it didn't dip, but it also coincided with this other wave of this boom. So like in 2006, I started doing theaters, and then it's been growing in the industry since then.
Yeah.
But there have been, like, there's this thing called Polestar where they track the ticket sales, and you know, let's say I don't even know who's number one. Nate, I'm sure Nate Bargatze's number one now, but like, I don't get it, but I hear about it, like who's the top seller, and you'd be surprised because there was a time when, and some of it is people remove themselves. So it's like Kevin Hart was the biggest. Chelsea Handler was the biggest. And some of it's not necessarily the biggest. It's like the top three. Mm-hmm. And then you realize, so some of it, Chelsea kind of removed herself from it. That's not to say that she can't tour.
Sure.
But it's like, it was pretty dang big, right?
Yeah.
And then there was, a couple years before that, there was just like, no one's bigger than, Louis C.K. No one's bigger than, and it just, every year or so, there's like someone that shoots up.
Yeah.
And either they remove themselves or people go, I'm a little done with that.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Tell me if you think this is accurate at all. I think I don't want to name any one particularly, but I think sometimes when people get really popular with stand-up, they then will make movies. And if they're super popular and they make like a dog shit movie, I think there is a resentment if you're a fan and you go and watch their movie and you go, oh man, you made me sit through 2 hours and that was really rough. And I'm not talking.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about it. Yeah, I'm talking about someone from a while ago, not super recent. But I feel like that's like a resentment.
But I also wonder, the hard thing too is like if you're at the top thing and you're so focused on stand up and you get into that top thing, and then there is other opportunities where you're splitting all of your time to be like, okay, maybe I'll do some movies, blah blah blah, and then also trying to do stand up at the level you were doing it. It's hard. I would imagine it's very hard to then go back into the level that you were so focused on stand-up when you cut through.
Same with music. I mean, it's like that second album. You're like, hey, you were busy with press.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I think I can totally nerd out on this because I think that some of it is people get to, there's different factors. Some of it is there's the newness. People love discovering things.
Yes.
They love discovering. Broadway shows. Mm-hmm. People are like, I discovered things.
I saw it off Broadway before it transferred.
I thought about many times.
Yeah.
I knew Leslie Odom before.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's the discovery. Then there is, then there are kind of, there's a strange relation, like one of the things that happens particularly is like people can evolve in their comedic taste. So like when I was in college in the 1800s, Abraham Lincoln. No, when I was in college, I worked as a doorman in a comedy club.
Which one?
It was called the Comedy Stop in Georgetown in DC.
Okay.
And the weird thing is like, I would watch all these comics and I'd be like, these guys are all horrible. And the reality is that to my 19-year-old, 20-year-old brain, it was too cute, too nuanced. Whereas someone like Bill Hicks was what I would like, or Sam Kinison. And, I'm describing two famous comedians.
Sure.
But like the point is that the people in that audience when I was a doorman, they were like 50, they were 40,
Yeah.
or they were in their late 30s. And what those comedians were doing was completely appropriate for them. So some
Yeah.
of it's demographics.
Sure.
So there's this thing where there is people evolve. So like when someone's in their 20s, their life, say they're just out of college, they're kind of finding their way, they're single and stuff like that. It's like if they're single and the comedian's complaining about being single, it's a great bonding thing. But if they're 30 and they have 2 kids and the comedian's still talking about being single,
Yeah.
it's a little different. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so there's so many factors that can play into this, but there is also the fame element. So here's where, just to be a contrarian, I actually think that there's always an ever expanding exposure to a comedian. This is why I think the Nate Bargatze thing is not going to end, because first of all, Nate is an exceptional talent, but he's still building an awareness. There's still a lot of people who do not know who he is.
Sure.
And because he still has the newness thing, people can adapt their personality and say, I'm like him. He's like me because of the type of comedy he does. And so that's a wide thing. But even if Nate did a movie that was bad or was not up to par, I think people would be like, they'd see the movie and they'd go, oh, his stand-up is better.
Sure.
That reminds me, I want to see him do stand-up.
Yeah.
Do you know
That's
what I
what
mean?
they say when they watch this podcast.
Yeah.
No, but I feel like, I think one of the best comedians I've ever seen live is Brian Regan.
Of course.
And there's a certain disservice where he's so great in the room that it's some of it's lost when it's put on screen.
Yeah.
So like when you're in that room and you see the silliness and the energy and the kind of the positivity that comes off of him,
Yeah.
there's a communal thing that experiences where people let down their guard, where when you see it, whether he's doing Letterman or in a Netflix special, some of that's not as accessible.
Yeah.
And that's where I get really nerded out by, like, that's where, some comedians translate well and some of it is, a chapter of your life. So like if you're a divorced woman that is kind of dealing with the disappointment of a relationship, someone who's speaking to that,
Yeah.
you're going to want to hear that. Anyway,
For sure.
I'm a great guy.
Has your son been opening for you?
He has done some opening.
How old is he?
He is 19.
Yeah.
And he's really funny. I think he's super funny. I think he has, he has a quickness and, he loves the irreverence,
Yeah.
which I think is
Does he ever say anything you go like, oh, that's a little...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he is...
I think what's so interesting
his
about you...
screensaver, my son's screensaver is Jeffrey Epstein.
Just a glamour shot?
I think it might be Jeffrey Epstein with Trump. Now, my son obviously doesn't like Jeffrey Epstein or Trump, but it's
I think that's
his
clear.
way.
I think
it's
that's
his way
yeah.
of trolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's just. I mean, it's so weird. It's like
I just feel like I'm so curious because part of my stand-up is rebellion against the father.
Yes.
And does he go on stage and go I hate food?
No,
Fuck
well,
food.
he definitely goes on stage and tests the boundaries. Like these people, it's a strange dynamic because the audience is there. Oh, here's Jim Gaffigan's son.
Yeah.
We're here with our kids. What we know that Jim complains about his kids, but he's showing up for his kids, and then he's like, "My dad sucks." You know what I mean? So it's a little bit. It's a little bit worse than that.
Does he ever say something that you go, okay?
No, it's weird. My whole thing with my two oldest kids is like they're very politically different. It's interesting because they kind of fit the mold of like my.
You have a picture of Epstein and Clinton.
No,
on your
no,
phone.
no. Meaning my. So, like, my daughter, who's 21, is a social justice hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean that in a positive sense.
Yeah.
She really cares. Like, if a bird dies, she's messed up for it.
Yeah.
And she
That's
cares.
a tough life.
No, like, but she is very sincere about a lot of social issues. Whereas my son is kind of an inherent troll. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, she feels too much. He doesn't want to feel anything. So like the two of them are kind of a really interesting pair. So initially I think that them, like him doing stand up, I wasn't, because I wouldn't censor him anyway. Like whenever someone's open for me, I'm like, there was a time when I said no cursing, but I'll say, I always say, you can curse. These people probably aren't going to like it. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to gain anything from it. So I'm just saying, like, it might not be worth it. That's not to say that if someone says an occasional curse word, people are going to stand up and walk out. It's not that. But like, so for my two oldest kids, they're on different sides of a lot of, I wouldn't say different sides. I would say where their
approaches.
Yeah, it's kind of living with, like, he's not Fox News and she's not MSNBC, but it's like, it's more like the nation, and then it's much more of a philosophical, like we all know those libertarian friends that are in some ways they're just the contrarian.
Yes, for sure.
So he's very much the contrarian and she's very much the idealist.
Yeah.
And they're both brilliant and interesting, but it makes me realize what a pragmatist I am.
Yeah.
Do you ever? We have one of our friends is a middle child, and he always talked about how he was that his younger brother got the attention, or his sister got all the love, and his father, who's a sweetheart as far as I can tell, would always kind of deny it. And he found a video from like Christmas,
So brutal.
and it was like his father watched it and started crying because he was so like, oh my God, I've abandoned my middle child.
That's so interesting.
Do you have to reflect with 5 to be like?
Yeah, no, it is. By the way, my middle child is my phone's screensaver.
Okay.
Because
To make up for the neglect?
No, because there is such. By the way, here, let me see
let's
something.
do it.
Let me see if like one of these is middle child.
Oh
So-
yeah.
No, this is second child, but this might be middle child. But like,
Now we drank some of this once on an
We
earlier
did.
episode.
because the thing is like, so this middle, this is second child too. But like I on each batch I talk about the second child. Like the second child, it was I can't even remember what I said. Some of it's stand up, but like it's about how things can get messed up. So the second child, the first child's kind of like the pancake, right? You always mess up the first pancake.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
do you? So like I did a whole thing on that. And then the middle child is, is that middle child neglected? And I think they aren't. I think that is a story that's created, because the reality is that middle child at one point was the youngest child. So therefore the youngest is spoiled, right? And so is the middle child always ignored? I'm not saying that your friend didn't encounter
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but I think that there's...
as the oldest, I always reflect how the oldest means that at one point you were an only child.
Yes.
You know what it's like to have your parents' full undivided love.
Yes.
And then because of my divorce, I have such a unique... I was an only child at my dad's until I was 13.
Right.
And I was the oldest at my mom's until whatever age. So it's like I feel like it would be so... If you could do stand-up an hour for parents who have 5 kids. Like there are certainly unique observations that only someone with 5 kids.
I actually, I call them Cincos because it is an insane group that has that many kids. By the way, I mean, there's NFL players that have like 10 and 14, but like
sure,
but like I call them Cincos, and I called a Netflix special Cinco, and people thought it was in Spanish.
Oh,
But so yeah,
let's have some of this.
Yeah,
because
all right. So wait a minute. This is. So do you want the regular strength or empty nester strength? Empty nester strength's pretty strong.
Can I tell you, I was like ready to get drunk, and then I got my first chemistry read in so long later today. So I'll do regular strength.
Chemistry what?
Chemistry read for a sitcom.
Oh wow!
I had my first in-person
Well, then
audition.
don't drink.
No,
I don't want it to
have a little.
I don't want it
loosen me
to
up.
affect your.
Now listen.
I don't have anything
Russell
to
can
show
Do
tonight.
you want the? I brought this. This is the empty nester strength. So
Let me
this
try
is
a little of this first.
some of it is when I started drinking bourbon. I totally loved just if it was smooth. By the way, I brought you glasses too.
Oh my god!
I'm all about gifts.
Thank you.
I never show up without gifts.
I think your first message to me ever on Twitter, you just said, "Do you like?"
Oh yeah.
bourbon?"
No,
and
but
I like I sent a screenshot of my girlfriend. What does this mean? Do you think? Honestly, no.
Because I reached out to a lot of comedians that I had interacted with, and I was like, I go, I'm gonna just send.
Oh, that's so nice.
Send all these comedians a bottle.
Raising
You know what I mean?
kids may be a thankless job with ridiculous hours, but at least the pay sucks.
Ah,
Jim Gaffigan.
But so the bourbon thing, you start lower proof, then you eventually. Because you want it smooth. I mean, that was my main objective on the first batch.
That's smooth.
And then you're like, I want it smooth, but I also would like to get a buzz. And you can have like one and get a buzz.
Yeah.
And not be a mess.
Yeah.
But I was, with comedians, I always assume half of them don't drink because they no longer can.
Sure. Or now
yeah.
these days, we're like, well, we do yoga now.
Yeah.
We have AG1. Sponsor the pod.
It was very good. Yes, we had it one time. You sent it, and we had it on the pod.
There you
Fun
go.
episode.
Would you like some?
Yeah. Maybe I will. I will try a little. Here.
So when did you fall in love with bourbon? And
It was the pandemic. Oh, that's too much.
Oh my goodness, Gianmarco.
I was looking for a cue.
Oh yeah, no.
And I was like, okay.
But here's how insane I am. So during the pandemic, some people got into making bread, or, I got into gardening.
I became an alcoholic.
I got into gardening and bourbon, and I like to say that after years of doing both, I realized no one cares about gardening. But so I'm doing this set that's all. It's like, I don't know, 35 minutes of me just talking about bourbon, which is insane. But like comedians, it's all self-assignment. It's like, when the guy wrote Rent, people were like, and I always make everything because everything I know about musical theater is from my
I wrote something about
oldest.
bourbon. He wrote something about AIDS, and he's like, "How many songs can I get out of this?"
trying to like bond with you guys. Rent, My Fair Lady. No, but like, it's all self-assignment. But like, it's absurd that he was like, "All right, yeah, I'm gonna do my." Not that I even know Rent, but like the idea that he was like, my musical is going to be about rent in the East Village.
Yeah.
People were like, okay. But I mean,
Sure.
so was Hamilton. It was stupid. So, but the bourbon thing. Now I'm comparing my
No,
comedy.
I agree. This Rent, Hamlet.
Hamlet. You know, people were like, you know what? What
We all
about
do our
a
things.
Danish king?
Yeah.
What if a guy's talking, holding a skull? No, but so I got into bourbon, and then I just obsessed on it. You know, I think
When
there
you say
is-
you got it, like what? Okay, so I can you could
Yeah.
show me 3 bourbons. I could go. These taste different.
Like, were you?
When you say you got
were you
it?
having it before, and then you just started trying, like, you know, better versions of it? Like, what? Yeah. What?
There is, I would say that something I would, I was, eventually beer just was too filling.
Yeah.
And so my wife and I would occasionally have an old fashioned. And then that was too sweet for me.
Too sweet. Yeah.
And so then during the pandemic, my wife and I would have kind of cocktail hour like it was 1950.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we would have a bourbon. And I was like, you know what? This is actually really good. And so then, and I talk about this in the show, it's like there's stages of a bourbon obsession. And then there's, but I think there is also something about, I think men need a hobby.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's something that can kind of occupy, and I don't play golf. You know what I mean? So I'm
Thank
like,
God, I don't get it. I mean, I'm sure you've done it a couple times.
I'm convinced that a lot of those men that play golf don't like golf. They're just like,
I
gotta
agree.
get
What are
out
they
of
doing? Because but I don't get it.
Anytime
Is
I've
it
gone to a
just-
bachelor party, like when they go golfing too, I
Oh.
always offer just to drive the cart because I'm like, I don't get it.
I didn't know if it was like I need to get away from my wife for 8 hours at a time.
That's ice fishing.
oh
Yeah.
sure.
No, but I think that men need an excuse
to hang out.
to hang out.
Yeah, I just don't know why
Yeah.
golf. Why that won out between?
Well,
Because
it's not
paintball-
that active. It's like pretty low. Like it's not like it's like you're playing basketball.
You can get some exercise. You
can
can
drink.
drink.
You can be
drink.
outside.
But why? If I'm Donald Trump,
Yeah.
Why-
You are
You
Donald
are-
Trump.
If
and I have all the money, and I can hang out with whoever. I'm going.
Well,
I'm going to golf. I don't
they
get
think,
it.
then they can think of themselves as athletic too.
But it's also men are competitive, right?
Yeah.
So, and that, by the way, I'm not saying that women aren't all these things, but I think that
When I see a lot of women playing golf, we can have that conversation. But
No,
it's,
but
it's
I
My
think-
my
well,
sister-in-law went to college on a golf scholarship.
I
yeah, no,
think-
I know there's 10.
So shut-
I
but
think
like,
I think there's women that I think I kind of did this thing where I think that there is no stigma with a woman just saying let's hang out. Whereas
Yeah,
like there
yeah.
is for men there's this threshold of like you can say, "Hey, do you want to play or hang out?" until a certain age, and then there's like, "Do you want to get lunch?" And you're like, "Why?" Or you know, like, "What are we going to discuss a project?"
or
Yeah.
do you want to do a podcast
Or-
with me?
yeah,
yeah.
right,
Yeah.
because there's maybe a functionality. I just think women tend to be, and by the way, we're all, you know, these 3 creative types, so we don't even apply to the real men. We're not real.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And our wives aren't real women.
No, they're not.
Um,
And Tim Scott should be sitting with us right now. Is it Tim Scott? Senator Tim Scott?
what did he say?
I said Senator Tim Scott.
Oh, Senator Tim.
Wait, who's Tim Scott?
Oh my gosh,
Ty,
I'm
can you look
smarter
up Tim
than
Scott?
anyone. He's the South Carolina senator that ran for president. Did I get it wrong?
Oh, Tim Kaine?
No, Tim Kaine is Virginia. He was Hillary. Tim
Oh,
Scott.
Tim Scott.
Tim Scott. Remember he ran for president?
No.
He's the one. He's the guy where he like proposed while he was running,
When
and people.
I
were like,
saw somebody.
Oh, yes,
somebody
yes,
had
yes, yes,
when
yes, okay.
Hegseth did his like masculinity in the military thing.
Oh my God.
Like no beards. Someone did a tweet with it. Like Tim Scott was like no beards, and he was standing next to his girlfriend.
Did you see
you
One
see-
Battle After Another yet?
No, what's
Oh,
that?
it's the Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
No.
But there's a you know, quote unquote like just fighting the government group. So Russell texted me.
Oh yeah.
Well, you texted me Pete Hegseth's speech yesterday.
Because he doesn't want the fat generals rolling around in the Pentagon, and I just was like, okay, this is the final straw. I'm joining the revolution.
that's that
I
was
was
it.
just picturing like a fat general there being like really into everything leading up to that, and then being like, "Oh,
He's like
fuck.
super eager.
I'm gonna have to take a physical challenge every 6 months now." Like,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why would he say that? I mean, Trump is overweight.
I mean,
And he spoke right after him.
Yeah.
So you're like,
Yeah, but then again, Trump probably doesn't
just
see himself
doesn't see
as
that.
overweight,
Yeah.
right.
no.
but they showed a picture
He
of
keeps
these
making fun of
generals.
people with Ozempic. Trump loves being like, my friends take Ozempic. They're still pretty fat. And
Oh,
you're
he
like,
says that?
It's nuts. It's nuts the way men deal. Like my dad, whenever he felt like he was putting on weight, he'd always project it onto me.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or we'd be watching So You Think You Can Dance, and there was like a woman who was like slightly bigger and was energetic, and my dad would always be like, ugh.
Yeah,
And
the
you're
way
like you.
the way
it's
that they
about you.
they see a fat
You don't
woman
have to
in a
fuck her.
commercial, and they would be like, well, "Why am I looking at that?" And you'd be like, "What? This is like
Men
not a
can't
commercial
handle
for you
it.
to fuck that woman in the
Yeah,
commercial."
no.
Like what?
But men are like that. It is. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But like deep down, you're like, okay, that's wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, hopefully we're evolving, but
Well, Trump goes
We've
after
come
Chris
a long
Christie
way.
so much, and it's like Trump is he's a big guy.
He ebbs and flows.
could you imagine if Trump ran against Pritzker? He would be like,
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of fat shaming occurring.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always I feel like the liberal side being a little more empathetic. I think you got to, I don't know. Some people go, well, don't make fun of Trump's weight because then you're embracing body shaming in order to, as a tactic.
Right, right.
And then I see Pete Hegseth say, we don't want any fatties. And then Trump get on stage and I go, we got to be able to joke about this.
Yeah.
Let's see Trump do one push-up. Let's Trump show us how it's done.
I mean, that's one of, I was sent the list of things that people can't do anymore. What was the?
This got to stop.
This has got to stop.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that this has got to stop is, and I feel like this is, I don't blame people that use this. There is in this age that we live in, are words that have such a fatigue built in around their usage where they become obsolete. So one of those words was unprecedented.
Yes.
Like the first administration, it was unprecedented
Yeah.
and unprecedented. And it ruined that word, right? And so now the word is unhinged. It's
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
people are like in an unhinged speech,
Yeah.
and it's like now it's like people that go on shooting sprees, like unhinged seems kind of like, well, we got to go a little bit up, but like
Yeah.
going on a shooting spree is unhinged,
Of course.
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
It's
like,
so true.
but it's been misused too much.
But hasn't there been an obliteration of all language in that, like, I would argue the term fascist has become
Yeah.
overused.
Yeah.
The term Nazi has become over. And then I go, does the internet destroy the severity of all words eventually because everyone can talk, everyone can say whatever, no one's maintaining any kind of decorum anymore. You got JD Vance going, fuck you, and who gives a shit. You got Trump cursing, and as someone who likes to curse, my father was a cursor, so it feels like part of who I am.
Yeah.
I go, look what happens now that everyone does it. You no longer have words that mean anything. You call someone a Nazi, doesn't matter. You call someone a fascist, doesn't matter. Is that just the internet's made it so no words can hold any weight anymore? I remember my stepfather going, pardon my French, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And, it's like, it's still, when he said it as a kid, it was like, whoa,
Right.
you know? When you
Yeah.
say fuck on stage,
Yeah.
there's a feeling of like,
Whoa.
okay.
Yeah.
There's a little
Yeah.
extra pop.
Yeah. No, it is. It's bizarre, but then again, is it idiocracy? You know what I mean? It's like that's.
I don't know if we can I just don't think we can get fascists back. Honestly, fascist almost seems like, in as dumb a country as we are, almost like too smarty pants a word. Fascist. I don't know. It's not working. We can say it as many more times as we want, but we've lost it.
It's such a weird.
When
I think it's also sad because it's like it's not going to have any impact.
Sure.
It's not. I mean,
It's not accompanied by anything. That's the problem. The
It's
problem
like
is
during Obama, there was this thought, like maybe before he got into office, even a little bit, but like it's like, oh my God, we're gonna change the world. Things are gonna be better. We're gonna evolve. We're gonna be, and now I'm just kind of like, I don't know if it's. I'm not proud of saying that, but it's just like. Even, these bold stances, it's like, I don't know if it makes any difference. Or is that just...
No, I get the feeling.
Yeah.
So, can I ask, when you did, was it called Al Smith?
Yeah.
So you did that Al Smith dinner.
Yeah.
And, like, when you go to that, do you go, for yourself, do you go like, oh, I want to get in one real jab? Do you go, I'm sure at a certain age you go, you're not going to you're not going to kick off the revolution.
Yeah.
But in a way, like I looked at from afar, of course, as you know, and I'm like, oh, fuck, like bring up Epstein. Like call him a pedophile to his face.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, no, you have to understand, like, the whole Al Smith thing, because it's also when does it happen, right? So it's like during the pandemic, I went on a Twitter rant against Trump, right? And then I thought for sure they're going to replace me on that Al Smith dinner during election year.
But that was a while before.
It was a while before,
because
right?
I put up a picture of you. You know Bernie Mac's I Ain't Scared of You Motherfuckers?
Kind of.
He does the
Yeah.
Apollo and he's like bombing.
Yeah.
He goes, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. And it was like a picture of you going, I'm not afraid of you motherfuckers. It was just a more formal way.
Yes. But I had a lot of fantasies of, because I had done it before and they said I could do the presidential one. I had, kind of like falling on the grenade for civility and, the underprivileged. And then I realized it's not gonna, first of all, it's not gonna help. It's performative. And then I also realized that because I was writing a lot of those jokes with Ted Alexandro, and it was one of those things where it was like evolving, and then I was also like, Kamala's not even coming. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, and I was also very mindful of the fact that in some ways you're not going to change someone's mind with a joke.
Sure. But then you could easily give into like a nihilism of like, well, no one's mind ever changes about anything and we're all just floating. But
Yeah.
we're all part of it.
Yeah, but like when I did, here's kind of what or maybe this is my, like when I did the Al Smith dinner, I had this view of, because there's a couple of jokes I did about Kamala and stuff like that, and about the absence of the democratic process and the Democrats choosing her. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. And this is also when I was doing SNL, because when you're doing SNL during an election year, you're like, are we putting our fingers on the scale here? Are we?
Yeah.
Or should we be putting our fingers on the scale? Because fascism, democracy,
Yeah.
Sure.
And then, so like, there was part of me that was very much of the opinion, like, I think my obligation is to be funny and to kind of take kind of shots at both sides with the topics that I can come up with a joke on. And so, but like, I got a lot. I mean, the funny thing is when I did the Al Smith dinner, all the messages I got from friends and acquaintances were people that were right-leaning or or I didn't realize they were right leaning.
I see.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And how did that feel? Did you go, oh, fuck?
Well, no, by the way, so my childhood best friend was at the Al Smith dinner, and I got off stage, and he was like, fuck. He was like, you fucked up. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you should have just ripped into Trump. And I go, well, I'm supposed to be, take jabs at both sides. But he, of course, my friend despises Trump. And, but he was just kind of like, you were supposed to just go after Trump. And I'm like, that's not what this is for.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's this mix of like, I always look at, I've talked about many times about Michelle Wolf at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I go, there's a badassness. I go, you did this thing, and they were like, no comedian next year. No comedian next year. We got to stop this event because it's I think it's that degree where I'm like, I want politicians in general to go, no, I don't want to be with the comedian, because a comedian is there to point out fucked up stuff. And I think, I don't know, when I hear the both sides element, I go, as opposed to right and left, it should be power and not power. And it always gets framed as like a balance between these. Why does our critiques have to obey the two-party system?
No. I don't think. See, but that's it doesn't. It doesn't. But the whole thing is the targets were. I mean, some of it is the reality that Trump is a lot more Teflon than Kamala was.
Yeah.
So in other words, it's like the jokes I was bringing up about Kamala or Trump or Letitia James and stuff like that were, some of them stuck more. The Kamala one stuck more because I don't think other people were saying it. And I'm not patting myself on the back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Nobody, because people were so frightened of her not winning.
Yeah.
No one was saying it was an undemocratic selection or that we should have done the primary thing like the Obamas suggested, or that
We were all terrible. I mean, speaking personally, it was just like, I look back and I go, of course we should have done that. And in the moment, it was like, oh my God, Trump could be president again. We all have to.
No, she's great. She's great. I always liked her, even though like 2 weeks before people were like, she's really.
And it's rough.
Terrible.
And everything since then, you go.
And everything since then,
Yeah. If she, I mean,
I think it's in general, not just the Al Smith, but I think in general, it's so much harder now. There used to be a little bit more of a separation of like, now there's such an intermingling of like politicians
I think at the end
just
of the day,
on
it's like if you
podcasts and on things, and like they're around more. It's so much more uncomfortable to make fun of someone
like
if they're
around
all the time.
And that's how I feel with politicians. Like, listen, for example, I've critiqued Jerry Seinfeld in certain stances he's taken.
Yeah.
If I mingled with him on a regular basis, I'd probably be a little quieter about them, or I wouldn't be as vocal about them. And so that's comedians.
Yeah.
And then when suddenly you're friends with, or you've had dinner, this is why when Bill Maher gets dinner with Trump, I go, fuck, that's so stupid. You don't have to be like friendly with this guy if your role is the speaking truth to power. You're going to speak truth to power and then have a nice meal with power and then go back to speaking truth to power. The moment you know someone, you can't help it. Your humanness goes, hey, he's kind of charming. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But so was Hitler to some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Saddam Hussein, people were like, God, he was always nice to me.
Yeah. And so I think,
is that true?
No,
I'm sure he had friends. I'm sure every person, and I'm sure Kim Jong Un and Dennis,
I don't know. Kim Jong Un seems pretty boring, but yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think it's partly that when you're friends with power, you can't help but be softer because you see them, and part of me is like, you'll speak more harshly if you never even meet him.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's what goes back to the anonymity of the internet. Is like you can say stuff because you don't have to say it to someone's face.
Yeah.
And so
That can be good and bad.
things get hyperbolic on the internet where, going back to the term fascist and stuff like that. And that's not to say that there aren't, fascist, things that appear.
Trump said, we need to send these armies into the democratic cities so they can train to fight the enemy within. I mean, the only thing is it's a slow build towards it. I mean, what has to happen? I have to get shot, and then I go, all right, you're right, this is fascism.
Well, all right, let me go off this topic just crazy. It's like, all that's true.
Uh-huh.
All that's true. There were like 5 shootings in 24 hours. 5. And how many protests about gun violence? None.
Sure.
Because, and I'm not, I don't, obviously I think it's horrific, but I'm just saying, like, what is going on with the processing of all of this? Like, we are, like, in 20 years, they're going to have this perspective on how we were outrage baited into all this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Occasionally people are like, is Trump doing this? It's like, I don't know if he's doing this. Like, I'm going to go in front of every general and say we should invade cities. And that'll that'll distract people as my son buys, all the cryptocurrency in the world.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's like, we know all that stuff is happening, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I just sometimes wonder if, like, we're so distracted by the emotion.
For sure, and that might be a tactic, but, like, I don't know what everything's breaking.
Yeah.
Everything's broken, and I feel like a lot of us, and I feel this way sometimes, just like giving into I guess this is what it's like to be at the end of an empire, and I'll try to surf this one out. And
yeah,
I mean, you feel more optimistic?
No, I don't know.
It's hard. It's so hard to tell because you're like,
It feels
there's
like
definitely been worse times.
Broken. Guns are broken. We have no gun control. Healthcare's a shit. The guy at the top, who's a reflection of everything else, he's not helping at all. He's gonna run for a 3rd term if he lives. The only thing that can save America is Father Time at this point.
Father
Father
Time.
Time.
Brought to you by Father
Time.
And it's the internet, it's social media, and then AI. They just released a new thing from fucking Sam Altman, who's been allowed to just use copyrighted materials, where they released this fake video footage that, of course, looks incredibly real. And one of the videos that they showed was going viral. It was fake CCTV footage of Sam Altman stealing something at a convenience store. And you go, well, we have no system in place because everyone's fucking going after the money.
Yeah.
And now we can make fake videos that looks like someone stole something in a very unhealthy society at the moment. And I go, we're also scared about where the world is going, that we've given into getting the bag, per our conversation. Yes, that it's just like getting money. People get away with more stuff, I think, now of like, yeah, they wanted that bag. The idea of selling out has become less and less and less. And what do? Are we just fucked? We just give up?
I don't know. It's
But maybe it's
interesting.
Or do we go to the Auschwitz
It's like
dinner and go hold up a picture at the
But
end?
does that do anything either?
Jeffrey Epstein.
And
they put you in jail, and people go, they put Jim Gaffigan in jail.
And then the
To
next
storm the
day, they're
streets.
like, did you see who's on Dancing with the Stars?
Not Jim Gaffigan.
Not Jim Gaffigan.
They replaced Jim Gaffigan with Steve Irwin's son.
I mean, we did fight a civil war. I mean, there's like,
Yeah, I mean,
there's,
It can happen.
The assassination of MLK and RFK, didn't that happen in a couple months? I mean, that was... Now, there wasn't the internet at that point, right?
the internet
Sure.
is the...
And there was also a time when there wasn't this disparity of wealth. There wasn't. I mean, I'm old enough. I'm old enough to remember. I remember when Cribs was on, thinking,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is disgusting."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, "Oh, that's disgusting." Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure there's examples where I'm guilty of this hypocrisy, by the way, just full disclosure. But like society, there wasn't this kind of belief that the richest guy should get. And now I sound like Bill Burr with the billionaires, but I'm like, there wasn't like you didn't need all the money in the world. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Because there was status within a community.
But because we had shame, I think there's a degree of like
you're gonna be a Christian in a month.
Well, let me tell you
He
something.
loves shame.
I look at religion, which I have negative feelings. I wasn't raised with any religion, and I look especially at Catholicism, and I go, shame is important to society, and we have lost shame. And shame collectively, people have to come together and go, when the billionaire comes to the restaurant, we don't talk friendly to him just because he can help me out.
But America has always had this fascination with criminals. Like the
True.
Wild West, Billy the Kid, all these guys. You know, it's like it wasn't just O.J. Simpson
Babyface
or
Nelson.
like someone coming in, John Dillinger. It was, Al Capone. Like people were like, "Oh my God, I got Al Capone's autograph."
Yeah.
It's not just today. Some of it is kind of in the makeup of that rebellion against, the European caste system. It's whereas even the Canadians have kind of that tall poppies thing where
Yeah. You know the tall poppies? I learned about it with Australia.
So some people succeed, they resent them. Whereas in America, someone succeeds and we celebrate them. Mm-hmm. Now, I do think that there is, I don't know, because I'm old enough and know that I'm dumb enough to sit there and go, yeah, there's probably stuff that I'm missing. So, like, I do think that even, like, there was a time where people were like, the Kardashians, like, I remember Joan Rivers, she goes, she has no talent. She has no talent. Mm-hmm. Which was a valid point. But the reality is she's wildly successful. And she's still... I'm sure half of those Kardashians are billionaires at this point.
Yeah.
If that matters. Like, I don't think that...
Yeah.
Look, I like creature comforts. I like them more than I used to when I was in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, I didn't care. That's why I went into stand-up.
But, like, again, like, there should be a cap. Or if there's not, I don't know. I just feel like there was a time... I mean, let's take it specifically even to... actors doing commercials, like let's take it something less pressing as the end of human civilization.
Yeah,
like I think there was a time when if you were an actor and you did mainstream movies and you were making money and you were a multimillionaire, it was like, you do the commercial, that's kind of pathetic, that's kind of lame.
Well,
and
they would go to other countries and do it.
Maybe.
Do it.
Well,
and that allowed, first of all, that allowed people like lower level.
Well, you did a lot of commercials.
I made my whole the first 10 years. I was doing commercials. By the way, there's because I kind of consider myself, I'm a character actor, which is code for ugly. But like I am a character actor, and so being a New York actor, it was like the passage of getting on Law and Order or Spin City. I never did Spin City, but like there were these guest star roles, and there were these, if you could get a 3-episode arc on something, and I was watching Dexter, which, by the way, I just love Dexter. And,
Great show.
And so like it's the new one where
I haven't seen the new one.
He's not dead, he's now back. But you know who's on the new show? So the new show, and by the way, I love the show. So like I don't have anything on the new show. Understanding that an appreciation for the journeyman, the actor or actress that is doing guest star stuff. Here's what the reoccurring characters were: Peter Dinklage, Uma Thurman, Kristen Ritter.
Oh my God!
The guy from Modern Family, Stone Street.
Oh,
These
Eric
are all
Stone Street,
brilliant
audition
actors
for that one too.
They're all brilliant actors, right? And the thing is, it's like, so should we split hairs about them doing commercials? But what about they're doing, oh, and by the way, also, Doogie Howser, I'm sure he doesn't want to be referred to.
I just saw his play last night on Broadway.
So he was in it too.
Neil Patrick Harris, yeah.
Yeah.
So so 5 people that have either won an Emmy or been nominated for an Academy Award.
Multimillionaires.
And so, but like, do you begrudge them working?
Sure.
No, but they are taking
I don't know how. I don't know.
Lines, but commercials were at least a thing of like
just Super Bowl is when they could come in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And even then it used to be we used to audition for Super Bowl commercials all the time.
Yeah.
And now it's gone. And like I just think
but there was
shame outside of that has created it's harder to enter. It's harder to enter the marketplace. It's harder to sustain up and coming talent. And it's resulted in just bad acting. Just people not able to, not a healthy industry. Acting is not a healthy industry
But
right now.
I think
we can agree.
I don't.
that
Was it ever?
I think
it used to be better.
Yeah.
I
It used to
am now
be better.
I quit acting essentially. Now I have a screen test. Insane.
But
it's because
no,
I have
no, no.
followers, and that's not a good way. Listen, I'm going to do my best, but that's not a good system of. You have to essentially followers.
Oh, are you
bring
kidding?
money
I mean,
to the
look,
table.
it's like, you want to hear my horror story? It's like, I remember I had movies that went to Sundance like 4 years in a row.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, finally. That 4th year, I was like, finally. I think I've convinced people that I can act.
Yeah.
Didn't get an audition for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I went into the audition. They're like, have you ever thought of doing a dramatic role? I'm like, I just did indie movies for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one sees it. But here's my point. My point is, it's not something we have control over. So in other words, like your shame thing, I don't know if it's true. First of all, when I was doing commercials, cable television was just kind of making headway.
Yeah.
Right? Now, network television is relatively obsolete. There's also, and I say this, I support the union, but like every time there's been a strike, it's kind of like the business is retracted afterwards. So,
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's the reason of
Sure.
it, but I'm just saying the streamers, and I don't think that like the streamers are like these evil things. I mean, I do feel that way, but like intellectually, I'm kind of like, it's just business chugging along.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree that like no one person can change things. I just look at especially the comedian's role in the world.
Yeah.
And I go, shame and embarrassment is a powerful tool. It has made people lose their reputation. It has
But isn't that cancel culture?
No, I'm just saying it's life. I'm just saying like
Listen,
I'm saying if
Tucker
someone looks like a
Carlson.
bum. I'm not like asking. I'm just saying like a general cultural like, why did you do that? That's where I come from. Where I know it's stayed at this point. We don't have to go into
Yeah.
it. But when I look at the Saudi Arabia Comedy Festival, I go, why did you have to do that? I'm not saying don't ever. I think the idea of black or whiteness has made people so cynical about just let everyone do anything.
Yeah.
But I go, that sucks. That sucks. You do lower in my estimation if you do this.
I mean, there must be
we need the thing about cancel culture and the internet, which collectivizes people going, fuck that person forever, or this person's okay, is I think it prevents people from believing that you can go, I didn't like that they did that. I'm not saying I'm never going to listen to them again. I'm not saying I'm going to buy tickets, but we have to live in a world where people can feel bad and have forgiveness. And I go back to, I go like,
and forgiveness.
I'm a Catholic.
You are a Christian.
Yeah.
And then,
Really?
and
I'm
then,
worried I'm going
and then
to this.
I forgive him.
No,
I'm gonna become
we talk about a
culturally
lot being
Catholic.
like you can't just get rid of people. Like there is a thing of like
I think the thing you're not factoring in is, I think some people are Teflon and some people aren't.
But comedians, we're the ones who are maybe good at at getting under that Teflon. I mean, that's why Trump is so good at it, because he is comedically inclined.
I think that no one's been more Teflon than Trump. I think that I could name 3 celebrities that have gotten away. They haven't gotten away with murder, but they're embraced. And we know if we put it down on paper, they did this, they did this, they did this. That would have gotten another celebrity canceled. And some of it is, I don't think that it
How
is-
attractive are they?
I don't think that there's necessarily a mathematical equation to it. I think some of it's an intangible. So there's just some, and some of it's cultural, where like, oh, they're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, well, oh, yeah, no, I saw where they grew up. They're
Sure,
allowed to do
sure.
that. They're allowed to say that anti-Semitic thing. And whereas, like, if someone else said that, we'd be like, all right, you're done. You're out of the party. Mm-hmm. And so I just think that, I don't know. I think
do you remember your? I think it'd be cut after the fact. Do you remember your response to Neil Brennan, the tweet?
Yeah, I kind of remember.
He roasted you in a tweet,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
replied brutally.
Yeah.
And vicious and smartly,
Yeah.
comedic,
Yeah.
and I go like, that is shame. In a way, it's, you go, hey, you're gonna be a jerk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clap back in a way, and I bet you he was a little nicer after that.
Well, he called me and he's like, Jesus, Jim, I was joking. And there is something about, and this is probably, there is.
It was brutal.
And like, I was like,
If he could call you, then
he was like,
texted
and,
you.
like, there is something, I mean, all comedians are autistic, right? And I mean that,
Yeah.
they're all kind of delusional and stuff like that. So, like,
They should add to the DSM separately. Comedian.
right? Yeah. And so, like, my whole thing was like, it's like, I can make fun of my dad. You can't make fun of
Yes,
me.
Yes.
yes,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but like, there is also something of, it's weird. That's when when I get angry, when someone's like, I'll let certain people shit on me, but other people, I'm no. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
and some of that has to do with, it's not even respect your elders. It's kind of a little bit of, but it probably is a status thing, which is probably
Of
wrong.
course. Sure. Maybe,
like,
maybe if Trump tweets about you, you'll write the reply that gets this whole thing fixed.
But it won't. It won't.
That's so nihilistic.
Or it's realistic. The thing is, it's like
he's
I
tweeting. He's tweeting is not going to.
I think it's like, we have to, and as attractive as it is, to embrace the outrage. Now I sound like Buttigieg, but like, it's like,
Sure.
we have to, like, we should be focusing on, how do we get these people back? How do we get someone to like, I mean, like, I'm not a golfer, but like, what happened at the Ryder Cup? I'm like, that's like, those are the rich dudes that, I don't know if you know, but like, they were really rude and kind of heckling the European golfers. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, I don't think it's even individually them. I think that we have to sit there and go, and this is some of the shame thing. And I'm not saying they should be fired from their job, but I think it's kind of like, hey, can we all agree that, like, that's not okay to do?
Sure.
To like, heckle some guy when he's putting. Now, if it's your buddy and you guys have been drinking for 8 holes, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, it's not even about representing America. It's just like basic civility. I don't know.
Listen.
Yeah, I don't know how you put it back in the bag.
A born again lapsed Catholic.
What's that?
A born again lapsed
Oh,
Catholic.
you're gonna be. So wait a minute. Your wife is your wife or girlfriend?
Girlfriend.
So what is she religious or no? Of course
she
she's
was
not.
raised. She was raised. She always says, I should say Hasidic, but it's Chabad, which is one of the things under Hasidic. So she was raised that, but no, not.
Well, she's never gonna switch sides. So like you gotta
Would not
you're
become
gonna
Catholic. But
we're gonna come back and he's gonna be Orthodox in 10 years.
Orthodox Jewish?
Yes.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
I could kind of see it.
I asked her. I said, "Would it turn you on if I got the things?"
Yeah.
And she didn't say no.
Really?
She didn't say no.
Because it's all the mother. I tell you, once. So is she pregnant or no? Or you're talking
My
about
girlfriend?
having a kid?
So yeah. So I wrote. Are you okay on time if we go a little over?
Yeah. Oh shit. Well.
1:15.
Yeah.
No, I wrote Jim. Opening my heart, I would say. And I was like, hey, I'm thinking about kids. I'd love to. I don't know. Yeah, I know you're busy. Maybe I'd love to get lunch. I'd just like to talk about like how does it work to like you're ambitious. I admire you. How do you tour with kids? And you were back like, do it,
Yeah.
do it. It's
No,
great.
Well, some of
And
it
I was like,
is.
oh,
It's like some
Okay,
of it-
Jim.
And then if you saw my act, you'd be like, he hates this. But I would say that because I think it's so interesting witnessing, because it's men and women go through this thing where they're like, I'm never gonna have kids.
Yeah.
I'm never getting married. All my married friends are stupid. I'm never having kids. You know, every comedian they're like, hey, you want to see a picture of my kid? No. You know what I mean? And then there is this point where they're like, okay, I'm open to it. And then, okay, I'm going to have this. And it's obviously not for everyone. I don't think everyone should do it. But, like, it's just a rich opportunity that you can embrace for your life. So particularly if your girlfriend, obviously if she was like no, I would say don't do it.
sure.
But
he's
like,
not having kids. He's married.
No.
I love kids.
yeah,
I'm hyper ambitious, like my father. I fantasize about being this great artist. I'm in that
Yeah.
space, and I struggle enough to make sure I prioritize my girlfriend in
Yeah.
her moments of need and when she
Yeah.
needs me there. And I just feel like I'd be a tough father.
well, first of all, I don't think unless and maybe I tried to articulate this, it's impossible to.
You said rip the condom off.
No,
Go for it, brother.
it's like if it's just like be ready to feel guilty though. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it's like I went to curriculum night last night, but that's for one of my freshmen, but like my 8th grade son, I don't think I'm gonna make his curriculum night. So like,
Yeah.
does it matter? I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna feel guilty about that. But then when I'm even at the freshman curriculum, I'm still kind of not as informed as I should be. So like,
Does your wife pick up that slack?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I think my girlfriend's she's a manager at Mosaic, and
Yeah.
she's very ambitious, very successful, and we work together now too.
Yeah.
You know, not the exact same as you and your wife, but a lot.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm figuring out my special, I'm saying these are all the jokes. Which
Yeah.
ones do I take out?
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah.
And I think in her mind, she goes, I know you. If we have kids, I'm gonna be at all the parent teacher conferences. You're gonna say, baby, I'm doing this gig. I'm making this money for us. And I'll go money.
How is she going to negotiate my theater contracts? you know?
Exactly.
Like,
But also, I would say that it is
That if we were in a real fight, it'd be
It's
like
similar
what,
to,
oh, you-
like-
$20 from Russ. That'd be the big angry
similar
fight.
to like when you had a day job and you're like, if I could get rid of my day job, I could write, I could do a lot more research,
Can I tell you the
could
truth?
prepare
I
more.
never really had a day job.
And so, but like, here's what I'm getting to is like and then you get rid of your day job and you have more this time and you're not as efficient. On the other side of that, when you have kids, there is an efficiency that comes in.
Yes.
So in other words, it's not as if you're, but like, are you going to have as much fun as him and his spouse? Probably not. You know what I mean? It's like, but the thing is, it's like my view I figured, as long as I can afford a cheeseburger, like
Yeah.
a good cheeseburger, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
But now I like nice things.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's an abundant universe.
You did say that. Let's go into our next segment. This has got to stop.
Yeah.
This has got to stop.
Do you have another This has got to stop? I know you told us. That.
This has got to stop. Yeah, I had the usage of the word unhinged. Another thing this has got to stop is I think slow, leisurely walking in New York City. Like, this is a city where people are going somewhere.
Yeah.
So, or you should get out of the way. Like, just
Get
there
out.
should be kind of like a fast walking and a slow walking lane.
You could add lanes to every
Yeah.
sidewalk
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah.
I think I wrote down another one.
Russell, you do one. Well,
Yeah, I had one. So I like that doctors and things send texts, but it's too many texts now. It's too many reminders. It's your birthday. It's multiple reminders. I'm like getting texts all the time from dentists, from dermatologists. It's constant, and like I have a physical therapy thing. I've gotten 4 texts over the last 2 days about this physical therapy appointment. I got a text from my dentist about, like, it's too many texts from medical things. I think one reminder text is good. We don't need birthdays. We don't need, like a reminder 6
We
months
miss you.
ago. We miss you.
We miss you.
No, like that's on me to fucking figure out. So I think just too many texts from medical professionals.
I got another one.
go for
All
it.
right. No listening to audio on your phone in public.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You have to have headphones on.
You
Yeah.
have to.
Like, there's just, I was flying and there was a guy in front of me, had his phone on full blast. This is not a 90-year-old guy.
Yeah.
Or someone where you're like, oh, that guy probably lives alone. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He was just like,
It's also that even if they had it on, it's at full blast.
Yes.
Like they could do it at 25% and still hear the thing, and it wouldn't bother us as much. But it's full blast. They want us to know what they're listening to.
Yeah.
my This has got to stop. They're remaking The Social Network, or they're making a sequel. What is it
Sequel.
called? The Social Reckoning, I believe.
Oh.
And this time, Jeremy Strong is playing Mark Zuckerberg. Too good looking.
He's too good looking?
I'm not saying he's like the stunning guy.
I don't know, man.
But Mark Zuckerberg, I need something. I
mean,
something
I'm not
harsh.
into guys, but
I
I'm
don't know,
like,
man.
I don't
Mark
think
Zuckerberg looks a lot better than
I
he
don't think
did.
he looks even different than the other guy. I mean, I guess they look different.
I just don't love that
Too
you're
good
like
looking.
You're
Jeremy Strong.
you're a piece of shit, Mark Zuckerberg. You're trying to make a movie critical
Yeah.
of this guy.
Yeah.
Who's leading to this demise.
Again,
that
I don't
we're
think that
talking
Jeremy
about.
Strong's that much better looking.
I know, but I don't like the idea of like we got. I
It's such a weird
Jeremy
take.
Strong.
His dick's too big. It's like, what?
Well, sure. If I was doing that movie,
Well,
I'd have
sure.
a naked scene and I'd have like a tiny dick.
Yeah.
You got to do something. I just don't like the idea that you're the
Well-
evil billionaire and they're making a movie critical of me. Who do they cast? Oh, one of the most admired actors of all time.
This is my
How
guy's stuff
cool.
about Jeremy
How
Strong
great.
is I need him to stop being in biopics. I think he's wasting his time in biopics. Let's
Oh,
get
that's
him in other things
Yeah.
because sometimes those are limiting. It's like we kind of know what the things
I
are.
actually think if you play someone in a biopic in an era, like he could play Roy Cohen, but
Yes.
he can't
He was so good
play.
in it. My
He can't
God.
play. Like the Mark Zuckerberg, Bruce Springsteen, that exists in the same time frame.
Yeah.
You can't do that. If you're in one, you can't be the other.
Oh, that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
like you can't
Yeah.
play Ringo Starr and,
and
Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Can you pull up Jeremy Strong on the red carpet? Tovah said we saw this play last night, Art, with James Corden, Neil Patrick Harris, and Bobby Cannavale.
Yeah.
And when they come out of the stage door, they're wearing such different outfits. Like Bobby's wearing like white jeans and a backwards cap, and he was a very classy.
Yeah.
And Tovah said seeing Jeremy Strong on the red carpet has hurt her ability to buy like the one with the hat. Click on that one with the. She just said it's tough seeing that. That it's tough to be like, oh, Roy Cohn.
But I also, I mean, first of all, he's a great actor, but
So good.
He's really good looking in this picture. I don't know if you guys
I mean,
noticed.
settle down. My
Calm
God.
down.
Don't get
Jesus
I'm attracted to
Christ.
talent.
Settle
What can I
down,
say?
Tim Scott.
Yeah.
I mean, here, the thing is like, first of all, I don't look at him and think he's sexy, but I look at him and I think this is someone who's on
TV.
they're on their artistic journey,
Yeah.
and no one has said maybe no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, by the way, it's like I'm also jealous. I mean, I can't even put on a leather coat without people going, "Hey, Fonzie."
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, it is
I
funny,
look
'cause
ridiculous.
every
Jim,
once
if
in a
you
while-
came with that hat.
Every once in a while, you'll try out like just a little bit more, and I fight so hard not to say something because I don't want to no, I'm
I
not
know.
like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is one of those things you notice when people get at a certain level, they start wearing outfits that you're like, oh,
Well,
you're a different person now. Oh,
it's
you're
like Johnny Depp and the scarves.
Yeah.
like he went into his scarf thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
And one
I
day it became
also
12, and it was like,
am I jealous? I don't think so.
I don't
But like
think so.
it's just a little weird. But wait a minute, are you saying? Because by the way, there's different people that have a different sense. Have you ever met someone who is more disco kind of shark tooth necklace than they are in a movie? Like you see them in a movie and they're kind of a normal person, and then you see them at a Knick game and you're like,
Oh yeah.
oh wow, you are from New Jersey.
yeah.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Oh,
It's
that's
like,
funny.
and I don't mean that to sound like, because by the way, it's like, you know, people rock and roll kind of that whole rock and roll vibe. It's like I can't pull it off, and I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
grow up. I grew up in the Midwest, so it's like it's very foreign to me. But it is weird. Like, so you have one wristband. Like, if you had like a lot of jewelry, I'd be like, all right,
We'll get
he's
there.
got jewelry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't assign it to, like, my wife and I used to have this thing when I would go out and live in LA when I would shoot something, and we'd stay at this thing, this place called the Palazzo, which was kind of like, housing. And it was kind of expensive, and so there would be people there, and my wife and I, she would go, LA or gay? And so, like, it's like, are they gay, or are they just in LA?
LA, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Did that sound homophobic? Maybe it did.
No.
No. I'm New York, personally.
Yeah.
Neither LA or gay. Just strange New York. Ty, did we get a patron submitted? This gotta stop.
Yes.
Join the Patreon, guys. Patreon.com/downside. 4 bonus episodes every month. You get to write your own. This gotta stop. What do we got?
I figured this would be a fun one. This kind of combines a lot of the topics we were discussing here. Celebs and politicians who flex dad, husband, or proud mama in their bios like it's some moral insurance policy. It gets worse. Hold on. Strap in.
Proud mama.
It's nobody gives a shit. You're not insistently posting family pics, so why even bring it up? It doesn't make your opinions less dumb. It doesn't make your corruption less filthy, and it certainly doesn't stop guys from calling you ugly, telling you to kill yourself, and then angrily jerking off to a picture of you deep throating a churro.
Oh my God! What?
Exhibit A is a screenshot of Ted Cruz. It's his Twitter profile. It says father of two, blah blah blah, and then Exhibit B was
He liked a thing.
yeah
He liked a weird.
yeah
He liked a
I'll-
porn
let me see if I
thing.
can decide. Can you guys see that?
I mean, we can.
Yeah.
It's quite small.
It's
Ty.
Okay. Well,
There's this.
That's probably
I
fine.
think some computers,
We're looking at the same screen.
Some computers
I'm gonna be
have Zoom.
let me be clear. You don't want to see the picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frankly, it probably
Yeah.
would take you down from YouTube, so I don't think we probably should have the picture.
Yeah.
What is it?
It looks like a picture that he liked of two people fucking on a couch.
Oh,
and,
that's
like,
the Ted Cruz on
Yeah,
9/11.
yeah.
He liked the porn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're familiar with his work?
Yes.
Yes.
You know that Ted Cruz on 9/11, he liked a porn. Link
Back
on
when you could
Twitter.
see when
Back you
someone
could see
likes
people's likes.
yeah.
That was from Daisy, by the way.
I mean,
I-
that's a really interesting thing. Like Ted Cruz. I mean, him liking that video. No, he's no Teflon. No
No.
Teflon. Whereas, I'm not saying that like someone else could get away with that, but like there are some people that could get away with liking a
Yeah,
porn
Trump was
thing.
with one of the girls in the video.
Really?
No, but he might as well been. Remember the Pope? The Pope's Instagram account liked a thirst trap.
Really?
And people were like, who did this.
The social
Was
media
it-
manager for the
Yeah,
Pope.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be funny if it was the Pope. And they're like, we got to get the account away from him.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Having
It's crazy
kids-
to like a thing. Like if you're looking at porn, who's liking and commenting on porn? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we must.
People
Yeah.
who appreciate
I'm sure
the
it's
art.
an accident. right?
Yeah.
There's comments. You ever look at a comment and you go,
I've always looked at the comments because it's fascinating. Like these guys got a comment. I'm always like, is this happening before, during, or after? Like when? Are
if it's a lot of typos, you're like, this was a left-hand type for sure. I agree with you. Having kids doesn't make you morally superior. And
Yeah,
people
no,
like,
that's absurd. But it is also a form of manipulation.
yes,
Of
Right?
course.
yes.
We agree. Thank you very much. The final segment.
Final segment.
You better count your blessings.
You better count your blessing. I will. I'll go first. I saw Art on Broadway. I haven't seen a play in a while. It was great. Neil Patrick Harris.
Wait a minute, Art? Oh, so they
Art.
redid that? Oh, I saw the
yeah.
original one.
What year was that?
1891. No, it was.
Marlon Brando.
No, it
It was like early 2000s
uh,
or 90s, right? Like,
I guess 90s or early 2000s.
Yeah.
That was with. Who's the guy with the Spanish name who's English?
Can you look up Art original cast Broadway?
And I think the guy who played Newman was in it.
Oh, he probably played the
Wayne
James
Knight.
Corden role. It
Wayne
was
Knight.
really good. My friend Douglas recommended to read it, and then they revived it, and it just so reminded me of my friends. Who is it?
Victor Garber,
Victor
Alfred
Garber.
Molina,
Alfred Molina.
and Alan Alda.
Wow,
Alan Alda, but like there was someone else.
Must have been a
So
replacement.
some guys, one of the friends buys a $300,000 painting that appears to just be a white square, and it just destroys their friendship. And it's about like when your friends don't like the thing that you like. My friend who recommended it to me, we got in a big fight,
Huge fight.
like a weird.
Oh, boys'
where-
weekend. We did a boys' weekend, and it was so uncomfortable.
It was boys' weekend. Everything was great.
Yeah.
Second one, maybe last.
Maybe last.
No, not last. But I said therapy's an art, and he said therapy's not an art, and that proceeded to. I was crying by the end.
Therapy is not an art,
Yeah.
meaning participating in it, or the whole thing.
That to call therapy, it's not an art. It's a thing. He cooks, by the way, and he goes. It's like when people say cooking is an art. It's not an art. It's a function. It's a task. It's a thing
that's
you do.
interesting, yeah.
And
It really brought out.
it
things.
brought out a lot. It was the biggest fight we've ever had.
Yeah, tears.
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 Oh, tears.
I was.
Were there pictures of Jeremy Strong involved?
No matter what, at the end, whether therapy's an art or not, I think we both revealed that we need it.
Yeah.
But I love
Are
it,
you
Douglas.
in therapy?
I've been seeing the same person for like a while, and
Yeah.
I stopped. So I still do couples counseling,
Yeah.
and I'd be open to revisiting therapy. With couples counseling, it feels like a lot. It's a lot. You?
Yeah, no, I did many years of it, and yeah, I mean, there's something good about it. I mean, I think there's some value in it, but I also think that, objectivity is a tricky thing. So, like, there is some objectivity, but, like, there is also, is that I also wonder how much talking and rehashing things is the best way of dealing with it. Like, I don't know, like, like, have you ever seen that thing about like, there's a philosophies, it's identifying traumas, but reliving that, talking about them, is that the best way of getting
Sure.
through traumas?
Yeah.
Or is it identifying it and some other healing mechanism?
I think it's like acting, where it's like you try different techniques, and some of them resonate, and maybe they work
Yeah.
for a couple of years. But I just think the believing in therapy is the belief that you can do something that there's a subconscious, that a lot of things are inside of you, and you should think about
I've got to go, but I want to show you what's that up there? You know what? You guys have to, because I got to go. But like, you guys got to talk about that. The lady with the book that took the MDMA, and are you unaware of this?
No.
It's like there was a New York Times article about it. I'll send it to you.
Send it to me.
You're gonna love
talk
it.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. We'll have it back.
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
What's your blessing? Quick.
Oh, quick. I've been craving new music for a long time, and the band Geese put out a great new album called Getting Killed. I'm loving it.
Amazing. Sure.
Okay, my blessing. I would say a properly toasted everything bagel. I know some people are like, they don't toast them. But, like, I'm so tired of, like, you order a toasted bagel and they just kind of warm it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Properly
I know
toasted.
It's like you got to toast it. Like, toast means it's toasted.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is an important issue.
I always say,
And I think a really important blessing.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, take 1 and 2 and 3 off the toaster. We got to go to 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Jim, tell people where they can find you, and again, where they can watch.
You can watch the Bourbon set. Which camera do I look at? Is this one?
Yeah.
You can watch the Bourbon set on YouTube right now. It's Jim Gaffigan live at Old Forester. It's on YouTube. You should be 21 to watch it. But other than that, Jeremy Strong is so beautiful.
So beautiful.
And everyone buy Father Time.
Oh, yeah.
By
By
Father
Father Time Bourbon.
It's delicious.
delicious. It's
it really
so
is.
good.
And
Yeah.
thank you for this.
Yeah,
Where can people find you?
At Russell J. Daniels on Instagram.
Gianmarco Soresi. Watch my special, Thief of Joy. It's on YouTube. I'm swinging for it. If it hasn't hit 3 million views by now, I'm a failure.
Okay.
Oh.
Join the Patreon, patreon.com/downside. This is The Downside.
Downside.
That was a Headgum podcast.